Hello everyone. I haven't made a real video in a while. I don't know, I just kind of didn't feel like it. But I thought to get something out, I'll make another how I made video, this time on Go. So I'm just be walking through some decoration and the ideas behind the level, just like I did with Zoom. And yeah, let's get into it. So before we get into it, why is it invisible? Why did I want to make an invisible level? Well, I've said this many times before, but one of my favorite levels in this whole game, it's literally Crossroads by Embed. If you don't know what that level is, it's basically just this, but easier. It's another 5-minute long invisible level. The thing I love most about this level, I love like the little animations, and just the vibe of the level was so unique. Especially paired with the song is really good. It's just levels like these that just are more proof that we haven't even reached the limit of what we can make. And I don't mean in like a technical way, I just mean in like, you can do whatever you want in this game type of way. So I wanted to make this level since mid-2023, that's when I made like half of the layout for this level. I made all the way up until the death part, and then I hit stop because honestly it was a bit too tedious. The ideas I had were way too not possible in 2.1 because it was supposed to be like making you feel small, and I can't really do that with the cameras so zoomed in. With the zoomed out camera it's much more possible, also with like free mode and stuff. Another thing I didn't know how to do in 2.1 was what was I gonna do for the actual decoration. Like on 2.2 it's easy, I could just warp stuff to get to where I want, but in 2.1 you couldn't warp anything. You had to just stick to the fixed scale of the regular objects. So that's also why I didn't build this in 2.1. But as soon as 2.2 came out, actually no, not as soon as it, like I started building this around like March to April. I rediscovered this layout and I'm like, I think that was a good time. So I got to work. But getting back to the level, I knew exactly what I wanted to be. I only had like a rough idea back then, but now I had it all laid out. I don't make notes or like write anything down when I'm planning for a level. The idea hits me and it just sticks with me throughout the entire creation process. The level was actually originally going to end like right before the drop because I didn't know how to build that long, but it didn't feel finished. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to build to the end. So let's get started. So with this first part, literally the only reason that it looks like good is because, well, actually because of two things. One is because of the shaders, and two is because I made it move. Like, pay attention. It is moving like slightly left and right. It's because of the different colors. Like, this color moves and then this color moves. I also did this just to add a little bit of texture to everything. This is actually really clever of me. This is actually used in two parts of the level. I'll show you the other one later. But without it, it doesn't look... Yeah, look at it. It's so empty. Like, and then you add this. It just adds a nice texture to it. There's some parts in this part that I wish I did differently. Like, I don't like some of these designs, like around here. And around here I got kind of lazy, so I just did like lines. But I really like this. These are actually checkpoints. And these are monsters with just eyes and not the actual body. And this ground was actually a last minute addition. It was already being verified before I added this. And it's just a nice little thing. The ground used to just be black, but now there's like actually custom ground. Another thing I did with the shaders is I made it... Let me turn on the shaders actually. Yeah, this is what it looks like with shaders. The colors actually change. I'm not sure why I used the shaders to change the colors instead of actually just changing the colors. But whatever, it works. Anyways, this part was a pain to make. This is also my least favorite part, surprisingly. Because this is my first time doing this, and as I built more in the level, I got more experience with stuff like this. I mean, like, this is a style that people build regularly, but you know what I mean. Like, when I got to here, for example, this is my favorite part. Oh, alright. It looks so much better. Anyways, back to here. The gameplay, while it is weird, I did that very intentionally. I wanted it to be like, the only way to know where to go is to look at the decoration, but the decoration also doesn't give it away. So there's 3 orbs here, and they're all in line with these, oh my god, with these objects. Let me turn off the shaders again. And they're all in line with these objects, so you have to click to these objects. It is a little off sync because I didn't make them move, so it's a little weird, but it's still fine. And then the straight fly here, you just have to go through this. Perfect. And then this is just sync. There's no like indicator. It is also sync. And there is this wave gap here. How do you get through that? Well, these monsters here will give you a hint. Another thing I did intentionally was that it goes in order of game mode. So this is cube, this is ship, this is ball, this is UFO, this is wave, this is robot, this is spider. But keep in mind, this layout, well, not the whole layout, but the first part of the layout was made in 2.1. So I would have added a swing here, but since it wasn't made in 2.2 originally, it's just a dual spider. I could have went back and made it a swing instead, but I really like this click, so I didn't do that. That's enough for that part. Let's go on to this part. I absolutely love what I did here with the gameplay because you don't know what's happening like at all. All you know is the click pattern. You just are clicking to nothing and it's working. One thing I wish I did differently was this particle effect. I can fix that right now because I used to not know how to make it like stop going from slow to fast. All you need to do is just use speed, take this off, and turn this off. And now it's consistent. See, I didn't know how to do this before. Okay, about the birds themselves. This took like an entire day's work. I had a reference. I didn't copy it from Google or anything, but I used like a reference to know how to like draw birds. That I drew it on like a piece of paper, and then I used that to put in the level. If you go to the bottom level, these are toggled off, but I use these as like the ultimate. Oh my god, I have 1,840 objects for all of these. I use this as like if I needed a certain angle, I could just take it and put it there. If there's one thing I wish I did differently is I would have added more frames because it is very choppy. I mean, you can still tell it's rotating, but it's just, I would have added a bit more frames, like at least 2 more frames. This is probably like my third favorite part. I really like this part. Like as soon as I made this effect, I was like, okay, we're in business now. Yeah. Also, the particles here are like actually kind of different because they follow you on the y-axis. It kind of looks trippy, I can't lie. Now, there's one thing I regret in doing in this level is that this tree, I copy-pasted way too much. I did like alter it a bit, like adding branches, removing the branches, changing some things, but the base shape is always the same and I wish I didn't do that. It kind of looks lazy, but I do think the rotating is really good. And these skulls, I have no idea why I put these here, but these are from another level that I didn't get rated for mine, which I will not bring up because I don't like it. It's elimination. And this effect that I move up here is actually like was a last minute addition. Let me actually play it. Yeah, it's such a finishing touch. This part will not be the same without it. About the gameplay, one thing I need to mention is that multiple people said that they like lost a lot of stamina from doing like the fast click in this part, and this part used to be like the exact same thing. So what I did is I made like a lot of the clicks auto, and I still left some of the orbs and stuff there from the original gameplay. You only do like instead of, yeah, but after this you get like a 7-second break before it gets back to the actual click pattern, and then we go here. So there is a lot of invisible strafe line in this level, not a lot, but a decent amount. But it ended up being nerfed in the end. It used to be like up here, but now it's not. And there's like another one later on. It's just 1 block gaps like this. And that was way too hard, so it got nerfed. One of my favorite things I did with this level, which I mentioned before, is using like decoration that you wouldn't think would serve as a guide, but using it as a guide. Like there's amazing text, shows you exactly where you need to start strafe line, as well as the other stuff I mentioned in the first part that helps you know where to go. And one of my favorite things about this part, I mean this obviously, but look at the stars, how they rotate. They're rotating like those trees do. But it's not just that. Every frame that passes, it also rotates like a fixed amount. Yeah, look at the stars in the background. They're rotating as they move. If you're wondering what these slopes are here for, I don't even think you can hit this one, like at all. But I do have some slopes to help correct your position, especially here, because you can hit this one a bit late. Now it says day 2 when you get to this part. It was supposed to say day 3 when you get to right here. No, right here. It was supposed to say day 3, but I forgot. I forgot to add it. So it's officially, I mean, technically it is day 3 there, because like day has passed. This is nighttime over here. This part used to be not that good, but someone told me to add more frames, and I did, and it just made it infinitely better. Another thing I like is how shiny it is because I use like rainbows of glow, but it also isn't like blinding because it like pulses, like it turns on, and then turns off, and then turns back on, then off again. One thing I forgot I added in this part was these floating islands. They look really nice. Now I have to fact check this right now, but I'm pretty sure I stole these from Runaway Thomas. Let me fact check. Runaway Thomas by me. Let's check. Did I steal this house from Runaway Thomas? I think I did. Look at this. It's a perfect match, even though this one's rotated a bit because I edited it. Yep, it's the same house from Runaway Thomas. So canonically, Runaway Thomas and Gobert are in the same universe. Remember kids, it's okay to steal as long as it's stealing from yourself. This is one of my favorite parts of the anime. I had to add like a really dark shadow behind him. It's so satisfying. Like you just go. Oh yeah, there's also like this overlay which I don't know, I just thought it looked good. And now for the part. This isn't a part, this is the part. And here you can see I added the trees again, which again I'm not proud of. I wish I made new trees. So you might be wondering, wait, this part like scrolls and it has like a ton of trees. Why are there only 4 of everything? Well, the answer is because there's an infinite loop. So what I did, I don't know what the triggers are for this, but everything is the same across like a 5-block area. So like, now you can see it moving. It's moving. Did you know it's moving? It's moving a lot, actually. I absolutely love this effect. I use it in a lot of levels. There's a way to make it like perfect with collision blocks, but I don't. It's a short part. I don't need to do that. That's way over the top. Speaking of spawn loops, I always see people saying that they don't know how to use spawn triggers and they don't bother because it's too complicated. If you don't know how to use spawn triggers, take 5 minutes or less, even less, to learn how to use it. It is one of the most useful triggers you will ever use. There's so much you can do with it. So this right here, I wanted to make this. This is one of the reasons I wanted to make this level. I wanted to make like this little scene from the very beginning since 2.1. And it couldn't have come out better. Also, now we're on this part, I could show you that I also used the hashtags for this part. But it's a lot bigger. Anyway, so yeah, this tree thing was really a pain to make. It like messed up a lot of the time. And some of the frames were like not disappearing. It wasn't entirely my fault. I don't know what I did, but I messed something up. And I had to like manually go in and find out what was wrong. But this second part was really fun to make. This ocean was really fun. There's only like 2 animations here and they're just copy pasted. It's just this one and this one. I cannot select it. It's this one and this one. Oh, I'm glad I made new trees for this part, unlike this part where I just copied it. Oh yeah, and if it wasn't obvious, this part is supposed to be like the same as this part. Whereas this one's happy, this one's not happy. I cannot reach it. This level's long. Here. Here's another part I really like. You got these 3D mountains and then this like a light spark coming from the top that you're like, oh, what's that? The part actually hits and you're like, whoa! This part took me a long time to get down and I'm still not like fully caught on by it. Especially since I didn't even use the particles right again. Oh my god, I need to learn how to do. Oh my god. Look at this gameplay. This is a 90+ on the adrenaline list. I always forget that the area 10 stuff exists, but it's like actually useful. There's a lot of triggers that you just don't use until you have like this one specific niche thing that you need to do. And then they just like, oh, this exists? I didn't know. If you're wondering why this is like this and not like actual mountains, it's because there are mirror portals in this part and they would always get messed up. So I'm like, you know what? If you're always gonna get messed up, you're gonna stay messed up. So I made it messed up. Another thing I want to talk about is the animations here. These took a long time to make. But we had one unfortunate loss. So we have a mountain, a tree, this one's actually really cool. A bird, a rainbow. Oh, what's this?
This was supposed to be the green bird death, but it got ruined somehow.
I do not know why it's like this. I just exited and saved, it went back in, and it was like this. And I have no idea why. And I couldn't have like moved it to the top of the level either because it would be like flat. But no, it's not flat. It's entirely diagonal. I do not know why it's like this. And I really did not feel like making another green bird death. This part took a long time. I had to brainstorm for a really long time to figure out what I wanted to do. It was originally just gonna be like you looking over like every oh yeah. It was originally just gonna be you looking over like the landscape, but it was ugly. So I'm like, this is so ugly. What am I gonna do now? And then this just came to me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm a genius. And these make a return, but these are not in a lazy way. They're just to be like a portal, not portal. It's just supposed to be like looking back on what happened. And the words here say "to stop me," which is the actual lyric to the song. I don't know why I put that there. It didn't even fit. None of these people are actually cool. I lied. This coin, I'm really sad because I put this coin in a very specific place. It was like the absolute only place it could be, like down to the block. It was the only place where it could be where it was like hard, but also like not impossibly hard. And then it got nerfed for some reason. And I don't know where to put it anymore. So I just left it there, and now that coin's free. It used to be like you could just barely graze it, and then have to make your way down, and you would be like right here before the spike. Also, by the way, this entire ending contains the only visible gameplay in the entire level. I thought it was fitting for like a finale. I mean, there's still invisible stuff because you have to dodge the gears, but yeah. By the way, I get asked this question all the time. What happened to the other birds? They all died. This tree fly originally used to end like when the song ended, so it was only gonna be like 4 minutes, 40 something seconds. But I extended it all the way to here. It's 5 minutes, that's literally it. But I feel like that worked like overall because it just really just tenses you up. But maybe not, because you can actually skip the ending.
Holy fluke from 43.
One mistake I made was that I made the gears follow you, right? But since it originally ended like right here, I made the gears stop right here. But when I extended it, I forgot to extend it. That means you can go all the way up here, or you used to be able to, because I added all these teleportal portals that put you all the way back here. Until it says do it again, Stinky. You know what that means? You could technically play Go-Bird forever. You could just keep going down here, and then keep being teleported here, over and over and over and over for the rest of time. This is an infinite level. Also, the last thing to point out is that it says 100% complete, and then here it says 99% complete. Think of that as you will. But anyways, that's my talk about Go-Bird. This is my current best level until Diet comes out, which should be up in the next month. So thank you for watching. If you have any more questions about this level, I will be glad to answer them in the comments. And goodbye.